Welcome to Yoga for Busy People. If you're new here, my name is Rachel. If you're not, welcome back. This very short yoga practice is going to be focusing on back bends. I do apologise, I have a little chompy dog next to me, so let's hope we can't hear his chomping on the video. It looks like he might be going anyway. Okay, so we're going to get started. So come and find a comfortable seat. It doesn't have to be kneeling. It can be any which way works for you in your body. We'll take our awareness to the base of the spine, lifting up nice and tall, allowing the shoulders to soften and settle, closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. And then bringing our awareness to our breath, noticing the natural breathing pattern. Noticing where your breath lands as you breathe in. Noticing the quality of the breath as it moves in and out. And then perhaps we can start to deepen that breath, welcoming in the breath all the way to the base of the spine. Feeling the tummy fill up. And emptying with the gentle exhale. A few more breaths here. Full breath in. And with this final breath, we're going to sigh out through the mouth. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. And then very gently fluttering the eyes open. We're going to make our way straight away into a tabletop position. So we want to create space between the fingers and the thumbs. We want wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we're going to find a little bit of forwards and backwards, just starting to wake up through the wrists, the shoulders, the knees and the hips. And then we're going to start to incorporate a little bit of cat-cow here. So as we inhale, we want to lift the heart, let the tummy drop to the ground. And as we exhale, we come back into a cat position. So inhaling to lift, exhaling to round. Lovely. Keep that going using your own breath, nice and slow. Slow and steady is good for our nervous system. Exhaling, inhaling. And then we'll come back to our neutral spine. From here, we're going to come into some thread the needle just to start warming up through the shoulders. So ground through the left hand. Inhale, sweep the right hand up to the sky, gaze to the thumb. Exhale, sweeping the arm down towards the ground, coming down onto the right shoulder, the right side of the head. Allow the body to soften here. And then with your next inhale, we'll float that right arm all the way up to the sky, gaze to the thumb, enjoy the twist. Exhale, pop the hand back down. Take a little bit of a reset. And then we'll go the other side. So this time it's the right hand that grounds into the earth. Inhale, sweep the left hand up to the sky, gaze to the thumb. Exhale, bring that arm under down towards the ground, going down onto the left shoulder, left side of the head, breathing here. Inhaling, sweeping the left arm all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hand back down to the ground. Lovely. From here, we're going to bring the big toes to touch. Take the knees nice and wide, settle into Balasana, into a child's pose. So allowing the head to come down to the ground, seeing if we can find some softness. Taking the breath to the base of the spine, filling up the sides of the waist. And emptying. And then with your next breath in, we'll see if we can slowly roll ourselves back up into our tabletop position. And then from here, we're going to snake ourselves forward and come down to lie on our tummy. Coming into our first back bend, we're going to find our Sphinx pose. So we want the elbows underneath the shoulders. We want to see if we can start to lift up, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing here. The gaze wants to be about a foot or so in front of the fingertips, just so we're not lifting up through the neck, shortening the back of the neck. We're keeping the neck nice and long. See if we can start to bring the shoulder blades towards one another, opening up through the heart space. Lovely. And then with an exhale, we'll slowly come down to the ground. Just make a little pillow with the hands. Allow the chin to settle. Allow the body to settle. And then we're going to bend into the right knee with the right hand. See if we can get hold of the top of the foot. If you can't, if you've got like a belt, a yoga belt, or even just a dressing gown cord, pop that over the top of the foot and use the cord to lower the heel towards the glute. So see if we can get a nice stretch down the front of the thigh, down the quads. Breathing here. And then we'll release. We'll bring the hand back under the chin, give yourself a breath. And then we'll bend into the left knee with the left hand taking hold of the left foot or using that cord, that belt. See if we can guide the heel in towards the glute. Softening, making sure we haven't tensed up, we're not holding the breath, clenching the jaw. A few breaths here. And then we'll slowly release. Lovely. Take a moment and then we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll very gently start to bring ourselves back up into our tabletop. Lovely. Take a moment here, pulling that lower tummy with an in-breath. We'll tuck the toes, we'll hover the knees, and with an exhale, we'll come back into a downward facing dog. So keeping a bend in the knees, allowing the head to have a little bit of a wiggle around, a deep breath in. Perhaps there's a sigh out. Maybe there's a little pedal through the heels, moving in a way that feels really good in your body. Lovely. And then from here, with an inhale, we're going to float the right leg up, finding three-legged dog. And then exhale, bring that knee to the right elbow. Inhale, coming all the way back. This time with the exhale, we're going to bring the knee through the middle. See if we can pop the right foot in between the hands. Pop that left hand down and tuck the toes. Inhale, coming into a low lunge. Breathing here, lifting and lengthening with the in-breath. Softening and releasing with the out-breath. Bring the hands down to the ground. We're going to lift this back knee, step back into our downward facing dog. Few breaths here. And then with the in-breath, it's the left leg that comes up, three-legged dog. Exhale, see if we can bring that left knee to the left elbow. Inhaling, coming back. Exhaling, bringing that knee through center. See if we can pop that foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, lifting up, low lunge. Exhale, coming back down to the ground. We'll lift that back knee. We'll float that left leg back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Soft breath out. With an inhale, we're going to come forward into a high plank. We're going to pop the knees down on the ground. Untuck the toes. As we exhale, we're going to lower down nice and slowly back onto our tummy. Okay, so this time we're going to come into our cobra. So we can start with a baby cobra. So as we inhale, lifting the chest, Maybe we can start to push the tops of the feet into the mat. Perhaps we can lift the hands off the mat. Breathing here. And then with an exhale, we shall lower back down. We're going to tent the fingers out at about shoulder height, shoulder level, keeping the elbows pointing up to the sky. And then with an in-breath, we're going to start to roll up. And with an out-breath, we're going to roll back down. 2 more of those. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Last one. In breath to lift. Exhaling to lower. And then we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift ourselves back up into our tabletop. Lovely. We'll bring the big toes to touch, take the knees nice and wide, settle into Balasana, child's pose. Inhale, coming back into our tabletop. Taking a moment here. And then we'll tuck our toes with an in-breath. We'll pull in that lower tummy. We'll hover the knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few breaths here. Full breath in. Soft breath out. This time with the inhale, we're going to come forward, high plank. We're going to pop the knees down on the ground, untuck the toes. Exhaling, lowering down, keeping those elbows in towards the ribs. Modified chaturanga. This time we're going to bring our hands behind our back, interlace the fingers, bring the palms, the elbows, the shoulders towards one another. Push the tops of the feet into the mat, and with an inhale, see if we can lift up. Exhaling, lowering. Release, give yourself a moment to settle. And then this time we're going to bring the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, bring the palms together, the elbows, the shoulders, and we're also going to bring the big toes to touch. So this time with the inhale, we're going to see if not only if we can lift the chest, but also lift the legs off the mat. Make sure you don't give yourself cramp in your foot, which I always manage to do in this pose. Exhale, lowering down, release. Give yourself a moment to settle. And then we're going to see if we can come into bow pose. So we bend through the right knee, through the left. This time, see if we can take hold of both feet. If you need your belt, just pop the belt over the tops of both feet. It helps lengthen the arms. And then with an inhale, we're going to start to lift the chest, the legs off the ground. Breathing here. Exhale, lower. Allow yourself to settle. Few breaths, full breaths in to the base of the spine, the sides of the waist. And we'll go for that bow pose one last time. So bending into both knees, taking hold of the top of the foot, wherever feels best for you. With an in-breath, we'll start to lift up through the thighs, through the chest. And then exhale, lowering down. Allow your spine to settle. And then we'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll very slowly start to lift up to our back to our tabletop, and we're going to head back into a child's pose, but keep the knees together this time, just so we can counterbalance that strong back bend in that lower back. So bring the forehead or the crown of the head down to the ground. Allow the hands to wrap around your body. Breathing in here, full breaths in.
soft breaths out. And then we'll bring the hands down to about shoulder height, and then we'll sit back into our seated position, into whatever position feels most comfortable for you. Lifting up through the spine, allowing the shoulders to be soft, closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze. Hopefully our back is feeling a little bit better. Back bends are always great for those of us that spend a lot of time sitting at a desk. I know I certainly do. And then we'll bring our awareness to our breath. Allowing each breath in to get a little bit deeper, a little bit longer, a little bit slower. A full body breath in, aware of the rise of the belly as we fully breathe in. And the softening of the belly as we breathe out. And just to finish off, see if we can keep the in-breath nice and long and make the out-breath a little bit longer. So I'll leave that up to you. I never bring in a count because it very much depends on how you feel, how your day has been, how easy you find it to lengthen the breath. It's very individual and it's meant to be relaxing. And sometimes I find it very stressful if someone incorporates a count. So nice full breath in. And a slightly longer breath out, working with what feels comfortable for you today. And with each breath out, see if we can allow our body to soften and to release, even if it's just by about 1%. Allow the breath to return to a more natural breathing pattern. Notice how your body feels, notice how your breath feels. Aware of any sensations that you might be able to feel. Aware of the temperature of the room and how that feels against your skin. Aware of the sounds that you can hear. Gently fluttering the eyes open, bringing the hands to the heart space. Thank you for practicing with me. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, leave a comment, let me know whereabouts in the world you are watching this from. Feel free to subscribe, that really helps my little YouTube channel to grow and to be found by other like-minded people. But until next time, Om Shanti.